Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Andrew, and in this video we have a Samsung TV and Xbox 360s. And this is the Samsung TV. It's a very small format TV. It's a 19-inch, and it's more look like a monitor. But if you take a look from the back side, we will find more like SCART, VGA, HDMI, and other audio and video outputs and inputs. The Xbox 360s is working as well. Just the cooling is a little bit louder than usual, and the temperatures are slightly above the normal. Also was told that this Xbox sometimes is reading CDs, but mostly is not reading CDs. Well, let's start and shine up the boat. And first I start with the TV, so these models are not hard to disassemble. The stand is easily removable and we only have screws from the back. Also, this is a model from 2008, which makes this TV about 15 years old. To remove the back plastic, I place the TV in a vertical position and I search for some spot to separate the plastics. Then, I put the TV with the screen down and I remove the back plate. The TV from the inside is simple. We have two boards. One is the power supply and the other is main board with outputs and inputs. But these electronics are a little bit sensitive, so working here needs to be pretty careful. And this is the main board. The screws here are tight as well, and again I had to be careful. I cannot press with the screwdriver here because the display is right below. This cable is going from below the metal plate, and this plate is one that is holding the display. This side electronic on the bezel is sticked, so isn't removable. I mean, it's better to leave it here. The disassembling of the TV is complete, and now let's move to cleaning. And first, I start with cleaning and checking the main board. Also to clean the main board and the power board, I use brushes, compressed air, a vacuum cleaner, and isopropyl alcohol. The electronics, the capacitors, and the other things to the both boards are still pretty fine. I found a little corrosion around, but nothing to worry about. After I cleaned the both boards, I took the speakers. The speakers are dusty as well, which is very expected after years of use. Here, I used the vacuum cleaner, brushes, compressed air, and isopropyl alcohol to clean the boat. Also, the both speakers are still fine and without any damage, so the audio later will be fine. After I finish with the speakers, I move to the screen. Here I start with cleaning the back side first. I use the vacuum cleaner again and a brush to remove the major dust and dirt. And then, on a soft napkin, I put a little of isopropyl alcohol and I re-clean the back side. To clean the front side, I put a soft napkin on the desk. I need to leave the screen a little bit because of the cables that are from below. Now I used anti-static glass cleaner, isopropyl alcohol, and cleaning spray for monitors and TVs. All together are very powerful to clean some very dirty display or monitor like this one. Cosmetically, the screen is in a good shape, just we have some small scratches which are very usual and this will not affect anything. After I clean the screen, I move to clean the bezel and the other plastics. To clean the bezel, I used just unusual things as always: glass cleaner, isopropyl alcohol, and a soft cleaning cloth. The bezel has a few scratches as well, but nothing serious, and the plastic is still in a good shape. I mean, the bezel isn't broken or damaged. The other plastics like the stand and the back panel, I wash it using soap and warm water. After I dry up all the plastics, again, using a very soft cleaning cloth and plastic cosmetic products, I re-clean everything. The plastic cosmetics will give an additional shine to the plastics and a little protection. I place the soft mat, and it's time to assemble the TV. I connect the power cable and we have the red LED light. And the TV is working fine. Well, and let's move to the Xbox. So this console has never been opened before. We can see the sticker is untouched. And that means opening this case will be a little bit harder than usual. And it may sound like I will break the case. Using a sputter stick, carefully I will unlock the plastic clamps that are holding the plastic around the case. I do not use a screwdriver here because the screwdriver will damage the plastic and that will be visible later. The plastic is out and everything is fine, but before I continue with the case, I will remove the Wi-Fi first. Now, right behind the Wi-Fi, there are more plastic clamps. From the other side of the case, we have two more clamps. But the clamps here are counter each other. I mean, the both clamps are in an opposite direction. Now I place the Xbox in a horizontal position. I remove the top plastic and now I will remove all the long black screws. The front case has one cable and here I need to be a bit more careful. Now the second hardest thing is removing the heatsink. So here I place a soft napkin in case of the screwdriver slides away. And I used a small flathead screwdriver. I insert the screwdriver between the holder and the heatsink and I twist to release the clamp. And I'm done with disassembling. The thermal paste is dry, which is very expected. Well, but now let's move to cleaning. And first, I will start with cleaning the dust and dirt using brushes, compressed air and vacuum cleaner. The motherboard is in a good shape, the capacitors and the other components are still fine, and there is no trace of some corrosion or something similar, which is totally great. Again, I cross over one more cleaning just to shine up all the things, and I'm finished with the motherboard. Now I move to cleaning the other electronics and the cables from dust and dirt. And here I used just the usual things like brushes, compressed air and isopropyl alcohol. While cleaning, also I check all the parts in case if I need to make some additional repairs or if I need to replace something. The CD-ROM is a different story. I already got one CD with the Xbox, and the main reason why sometimes the CD-ROM has problem with reading CDs is using dirty CDs. Not always, but in some cases, dirt from the CD can affect the laser head. Even a small dirt over the lens on the laser may cause problem with reading CDs. The lens on the CD-ROM has a very small dirt to one side. So to remove the dirt, I use cotton buds and a very little isopropyl alcohol. Also, the laser head is still looking pretty fine. I mean, there's still some mechanical damage. Well, and I'm done with the CD-ROM. But now let's move to cooling. Here I start with the cotton buds and isopropyl alcohol, and I clean the dry thermal paste from the heatsink. To clean the cooling fan, first I used a dry brush, to remove the dry dust, and then I used another clean brush and isopropyl alcohol, and with the both I re-cleaned the whole cooling fan. After I finished with the cooling fan, I moved to the case and the heatsink. The heatsink and the case that has no electronics, I wash it using dish soap and warm water. I always prefer washing the case or some parts because it's easier to remove all the dirt and dust. And simply there is nothing wrong to wash the plastic. It's the same plastic as any other plastic. The front case has a cable that is not easily removable. I start with the cotton buds, brush and isopropyl alcohol. With the cotton buds and brush, I remove all the dirt and dust that is around the corners and in the edges. Then I use another clean brush, isopropyl alcohol and compressed air. I re-clean the whole front part. And as final, in addition, I use a plastic care product. This is a car interior product, but it's great for other plastics as well. And let's assemble this console. I will place the motherboard in the case. We have 4 screws that are holding the heatsink and the motherboard as well. We have one part where the CD-ROM is. Here we have the power cable from the CD-ROM, the SATA cable, this is SATA and power cables from the hard disk. Now it's going the screw from the back to stabilize the hard disk holder. I can connect the CD-ROM and I will place the plastic around the cooling. To the front side we have the power ring and the receiver. So now I can connect the cable from the front case. Well, now I can place the top case with a metal cover and then I will mount the front case. Now the screws. I will place the long screws first and then I will place the short shiny screws. Before I continue with assembling, I test the Xbox first, just to be sure that everything is okay. And if something is wrong, I won't cross over along this assembling process again. Let's place and close the other side. And the last hardware before I close the case is the Wi-Fi. Now, I connect everything together and I start with testing and making some customization. Also, I pull some games from my collection and we are ready to go. The Xbox 360 is an old console, but still not bad at all. The game choice is pretty big, the games are not expensive and not hard to find. So we cannot play some latest games, but there are many A+ titles available for this Xbox 360 series. This small TV is still pretty usable. I noticed a small problem with the screen in the corners, but no problem in the middle of the screen or somewhere that will affect the gameplay or the general use. This is a pretty old TV, but still can be used with some game consoles, or for testing other consoles and computers. Well, and this is all about this old Samsung TV and the Xbox 360s. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video will give ideas and inspiration to restore and return some touch in function again. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.